青春画卷的落笔处，继女儿在 Langley Art School 的毕业画展。5月的阳光裹挟着初夏的诗意，穿过斑驳的枝叶，将细碎的光影倾洒在 Langley Art School 的校园。每一缕光晕都像是被赋予了魔法，在空气中氤氲出艺术的气息，宛如一幅幅正在酝酿情绪的画作，有光，有影，有温度，也勾勒出未来的朦胧轮廓。在这个充满希望的时节，我们怀着难以抑制的激动与期待，踏入女儿人生中第一个专属的艺术殿堂—12年级毕业画展。这场画展是一场历经数月精心筹备的艺术盛宴，是一群少年用画笔在时光画布上镌刻的青春答卷。展厅外，家长们的低语中交织着骄傲与感慨，那是见证孩子成长的欣慰，也是对未来的期许。展厅内，一幅幅凝聚着心血与灵感的作品在柔和的灯光下熠熠生辉，每一笔色彩，每一根线条都诉说着创作者的故事与梦想。这不仅是一场视觉的狂欢，更是 Langley Art School 多年教学成果的璀璨呈现，是这些准艺术家们才华与梦想的完美交汇。Langley Art School 宛如一座屹立在艺术长河中的灯塔，是培育青年艺术家的神圣摇篮。它以深厚的教学底蕴为基石，以卓越的师资力量为羽翼，为无数怀揣艺术梦想的学子打开了通往奇幻艺术世界的大门。这里的每一位老师都是艺术之路上的引路人，他们不仅倾囊相授绘画、雕塑等精湛技艺，更以独特的方式引导学生倾听内心的声音，用艺术的语言表达细腻的情感，在创作中不断探索自我，发现自我。在这所充满艺术气息的校园里，艺术早已超越了技巧的简单堆砌，它是学生们灵魂与世界对话的桥梁，是他们表达对生活感悟、对未来憧憬的独特方式。学校精心打造的艺术课程体系，涵盖了绘画、雕塑、摄影、数字艺术等多个领域，如同一个丰富多彩的艺术宝库，满足着不同学生的兴趣与特长。同时，学校还定期举办各类艺术展览、讲座和交流活动，邀请国内外知名艺术家走进校园，与学生们面对面交流，拓宽他们的艺术视野。我们也有幸采访了几位毕业生家长，他们的话语中流淌着真挚的情感。
我的女儿是从小学就开始学习画画，她非常喜欢，也非常有兴趣，所以我们在计划她留学的时候，就在网上查询到了 Langley Art School。这所学校呢是大温地区最著名的公立的艺术学校，它有很多的专业，有 art， 有music， 然后还有摄影。有很多就是有关艺术方面的专业。这个学校呢，它是一个非常专业的一个艺术学校，它有好几个艺术的专业，有 art， 有 dance， 有 music， 还有摄影。我女儿呢，就从8年级开始就在这个学校的 art 专业开始学习。通过这5年的学习，我觉得最大的感受就是她在创作的时候会很有自己的想法，尤其到了高年级10年级以后，然后11年级，孩子们就会通过这个绘画，然后表达自己的想法。但是呢，就是如果你没有扎实的基础呢，你又很难表达自己的想法。所以呢，我女儿我觉得就是她在国内那几年扎实的这个美术的功底，这个基础，结合她这5年在Art School的这种 这种创意，现在呢，他已经完全了有自己的一套想法，然后运用到他的这个创作当中，所以他的作品现在能够非常完美的呈现，他的基础也很扎实，然后呢又能表达自己的想法，所以呢，他在12年级毕业的时候取得了非常优异的成绩，他申请了5所。美国顶尖级的艺术院校，然后呢，都获得了 offer 和奖学金，所以我们都非常为他骄傲。这所学校，我们觉得当初选他就是选对了。
我们选择孩子在兰里社区，首先它是一个白人很多、一个文化很正的一个大的社区。那么全 BC 省呢只有2所，那么我们兰里的这个Fine Arts呢就是我们其中一所。它这里的专业主要的强项专业就是美术专业，所以当初我们就选择让孩子就马上就来到了这个学校。每个人的细胞里都会有艺术的这个氛围，所以我觉得这是非常重要的。孩子在这种氛围下，他就不由自主的自己的专业水平就很快的提高，进步也非常大。女儿今年刚好也迎来了毕业季，她今年顺利考上她自己心仪的学校，那么一下子拿到了3份的 offer， 最终她自己选择了马里兰艺术学院。她非常想去这种老牌的美院，那我们作为家长也非常的支持，所以她自己的选择也是我相信也是最好的选择。
Class of Visual Art 2025.
Have been creating, making, and inspiring since time immemorial, and we here at Langley Fine Arts School would like to continue to create, make, and inspire like the people who did before.
Langley Fine Arts School Visual Art Grad Exhibition. My name is Sophia.
And my name is Rain. Thank you for being here to celebrate the grade 12's last exhibition as students at Langley Fine Arts School.
We are part of the Visual Art Grade 11 class and are so excited to be hosting this event along with the rest of our grade 11 classmates.
Thank you for the amazing wishes that Rain and Sophia gave to us grade 12s. I'm Elsa.
I'm Lily.
I'm Noah.
And we would like to share a few words before we enter grad show. For me and Kyra in the audience, this is our first and last year at LFAS. We both come into this school in grade 12. In English 12 this year, I wrote a poem that said, at the beginning of September, I was Alice in the Wonderland, jumping into a rabbit hole, not knowing that there was a battle waiting for me. It truly has been a challenging year, with tears, sweats, and even blood. You may be wondering how I went through this hardship. Well, I was never alone. We struggled and celebrated as a group. Together we went through all the sleepless nights, slow emission crisis, explosions in the kiln, and even Mr. Sargana's bad jokes. Can you believe it? He called me a truck driver just because I hated the great truck I was given for our car project. And spicy as I am, I called him a 3-year-old when he was acting like one. In fact, what I think is the most precious about this space is the strong sense of community. Together, we work for countless hours to create this collection of beautiful pieces. And I'm very proud of being a member of the senior visual art majors, who are a bunch of passionate, hardworking, and loving young artists. Well, funny too, even after 5 years, sometimes Miss Preston still can't figure out which one's Lily and which one's Maggie.
I am Lily.
Although me and Kyra are new this year, the class hasn't failed to welcome us, and I'm truly grateful for that.
But we grade 12s really weren't disconnected until this year. Since grade 8, we've always been known as the disconnected group, and it was to the point that we would never engage with each other outside of class. Surprisingly, this year, we actually settled down and got to know each other much more. But it was not until the start of grad show preparation where we actually started living with each other in the studio. This growth is not all wonderful though, as although we might be seen as the quiet, wise grade 12 to others, inside the art rooms, we sometimes behave like grade 1s. And let me give a few of my observations. Charmaine is known for predicting everyone's futures, even though the room is dead silent and she is the only one giggling. Sometimes Phoebe take a dance break in the corner of the room and always catching Miss Bennett's eyes. And Elsa would always get caught eating bananas near her work and leaving her fields behind. Karina, who we all call Coach, constantly lectures us about upcoming dates and deadlines. And Maya speaks an octave higher when she's happy. I can think of so many memorable moments that are significant to this community, to the point where we often revisit those moments whenever motivation is needed. This connection we have with each other at times really shows. We face stress as a team, help each other during chaotic moments, and took care of each other even when it's hard to take care of ourselves. All the time we spent in the classroom, whether silent or noisy chatters, it brought us closer. The anxiety and pressure we felt wasn't ignored. It was acknowledged, shared, and held by everyone in the room. With all the support and understanding from our teachers, we have successfully made it to the final destination in our journey of grad show. And that's what I think made grad show so magical. It's not just about the art, it's also about the process that we went through to get here. And I have my peers to thank for every step of it.
My name is Miss Preston. I have been teaching some of these beautiful individuals since grade 8. We came back in grade 8 in 2020, fresh out of the at-home session, and I had some of these kids every single day. Helen continued to still hug people. Maggie wore an echinacea sweatshirt most of the time. Lily showed me her sketchbook every second day. Jiwon painted beautiful little portraits of her white dog, a beautiful little white dog. They were a goofy, quiet, playful, dedicated group of students. You were completely into whatever we put in front of you, and I still see that continuing today. In grade 8, it was the first time we made a collage cutout box maquette piece. Do you remember this? It was a box, and they came in their 12 and 13-year-old glory and posed because they were entering into a surreal wild forest. And I have beautiful images that they took and sunk into these boxes. Some of you still have these at home. I made one along with the group, and I still have it in the back of my classroom. I have a collection of 12 to 13-year-old, perfectly posed, gorgeous humans attacking flora and fauna from all sides in a little box. And I keep it and I cherish it and I really value it. In grade 10, it was our year of BC foliage. We deep dived into Indigenous plants. We drew them, we studied them, we painted them methodically. And to this day, I actually consider it one of the greatest grade 10 painting series that we did, because your attention to detail, your ability, and your skill is stunning. I know they weren't your favorite paintings either. A lot of the parents don't like them because they are dead plants. They're gorgeous. I love them and I really value them, and I love the fact that even though I know some of the students really dislike the project, you wouldn't know it by looking at the work. Another statement, testimony to who they are as young artists. We've had new additions in grade 11 and grade 12, and I would argue that every single person that came to us in grade 11 and 12 is very significant, very important, and helps complete us as a group. So as much as I might not have had to be with you or got the opportunity to be with you for 5 years, I do want you to know if you came in 11 and 12, I value you immensely. I bring up these moments, that the little box from grade 8, the paintings from grade 10, because I've been holding them close. I have a bracelet on my wrist that we beaded at the last day of grade 10. Most of their bracelets blew up either when they walked out of the room or within a week or two later. I still have mine, and I still wear it every day. This will not come off. Writing this speech made me surprisingly nostalgic. Because you are every year, because you are a very strong group of individuals. And when we think of you as a group, I know that there's been challenges of you bonding because you are very strong individuals, but what you do with individuality is you completely value the other individual. You don't diminish or take apart from each other in any way. You are very non-judgmental. You support each other, and you let each other's individually completely shine. I'm very excited that you're all here tonight to see the grad show, and I'm very excited for them to be able to share the work with you. They are a very skilled, talented, thoughtful, and delicate group. And by delicate, I mean that they make you look at the very small things. They want you to really zoom in and focus on the really small details that might break your heart. I'm very, very proud of you. I can't wait to hear all about your new grand adventures next year. And I will keep my beaded bracelet on. And I will keep my surreal grade 8 collage if you want to see it, because it's fantastic. All right, thank you.
For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Miss Bennett, and I have a very different experience with this group because I don't get to be their major teacher until grade 12. So all of the experiences that Ms. Preston and Mr. Sarganis have with them, let's put it this way, they've worked through a lot by the time they get to me. So I get them a little more polished in September. I am going to ask you to move a little closer to me. We talked about not standing under the tree when we came out, so come closer, closer. Yeah, so it's interesting, right? Because we do this every year, and we have some alumni here tonight, and every group wants to know what makes them different from the group before them, and every group has a personality. You have a very strong personality as a group. And I struggled a little bit to talk about you, and Miss Preston mentioned that you're very strong individuals, but as a group, you've mentioned you sometimes have struggled. And I think that one of the things I have come to admire and appreciate most about you this year, particularly in the second half, is how much you have come to be there for one another in a very authentic and vulnerable way. I think in the past few weeks, you have, and I think you want more of it. Am I right? Yeah. And I think when we do this, we are better artists, and we are better humans, and we are better citizens in this world. And the work in the show reflects this. I was going to talk about how you're playful and silly and all of those things, but I'm going to talk about the more serious part of you. 2 weeks ago, a few of you asked me how I was feeling about the show, because I think you were nervous. And honestly, I couldn't picture what it was going to be like. And not because I was nervous, but because I was curious. Because there'd been a shift, right? There'd been a shift in our community. It felt really powerful. And I'm happy to say that as a collective, you have created a beautiful, gentle, and reflective show that honors each person as an individual, but also honors you as a collective. And as Noah said, a family. Wait. For the audience, in the gallery, you will see works about relationships, human behavior, culture, spirituality, vulnerability, mortality, joy, memory, and community. We are also very proud of this beautiful exhibition. I know the artists are very excited to share their work with all of you. I encourage you to ask them questions about not just their work, but their creative process, and also how they feel about sharing it with you. In closing, congratulations to Visual Art 12 of 2025. It has been an honor to be your teacher this year.
So I'm not sure when we started this, but it's become a tradition for us to, what do I call this? We label. We designate 2 adjectives or descriptive words to each of the grade 12s. And it's become a thing. They come and ask us, are you going to do it? Are you going to do it? What are my words? What am I going to do? So Mr. Sarganis and I are going to alphabetically read your adjectives. This is so fun. Okay, ready? All right. Dayton, thoughtful and sentimental.
Karina, powerful and kind.
Elsa, feisty and determined.
Cece, cautious and gracious.
Scarlett, intelligent and contemplative.
Madeline, supportive and gentle.
Helen, enthusiastic and appreciative.
Jiwon, sensitive and determined.
Rebecca, shy and very funny.
Noah, loyal and charming.
These stick with them throughout the year too, it'll keep coming up. Maya, smart and playful.
Charmaine, mischievous and fun.
Lily, reflective and prolific.
Maggie, intuitive and curious.
Kaylee, joyful and courageous.
Phoebe, compassionate and willful.
Chris, clever and observant.
And thank you. And Kyra, brave and nostalgic. Good evening. My name is Peter Serganis. I am one of the 3 high school. I showed them how to do this, and then I'm doing this. I'm one of the 3 visual art teachers that works with the groups in high school. And I've been here a long time. This is year 30. All of you go, whoa. Yeah, because you don't believe it when you look at it. I have been here 30 years. We've had many grad classes since I've been here, and we've done this many, many times. When we first started, the grade 12s took care of everything. They did the artwork. They organized the exhibition. They organized all the treats for the guests. They came up with the themes, all that stuff. And one year we decided that we were going to change it up a little bit. That the grade 12s were working hard enough on the artwork and the exhibition, and that they are also the guests of honor tonight. So we started a tradition where next year's grade 12s, this year's grade 11s, host the evening. So before I say anything about you, I want to acknowledge the grade 11s who are standing down there. You might see that they're wearing fedoras, and they're looking very happy to be doing this. They were so excited the last few weeks. We were coming up with ideas of what to bring and what to wear and things like that. And what we're wearing is inspired by your idea, Times New Roman. Where do you go with that? So we decided we were going to be journalists from way back when. So these are all reporters, Times New Roman, the font, the New York Times, all that stuff. There they are. They will serve tonight. They've made lots of stuff. I'm very proud of how hard you worked, and I cannot wait till you are standing here next year, and I'm very excited to see what you have to do. Enough about you. All right. Grade 12s. Do you remember last year you did something and we gifted it to last year's grade 12s? This year we decided to up it. So each of you is getting a car. This is in honor of one of the projects that you did this year, where you were given a little Matchbox car or Hot Wheels car, and you had to interpret that item through the artists that you researched and create your own artwork. Then we thought, why give you a car when we could do something better? So you will get these tomorrow because we don't want you to crease them or anything, but each grade 11 has done a beautiful illustration of a vintage car inspired by your work that's in there. You will be receiving that tomorrow. All right, now about you. Oops, they're blank. And I panicked because earlier today, Miss Bennett and Miss Preston were sitting there saying, I think I'm not gonna write anything. I'm just gonna speak from the heart. And I thought, I can do that. While I was working really hard with the grade 11s preparing the food and the beverage for tonight, they went off and they wrote something. I didn't. But that was my plan. Because I'm not going to say much, but I want you to listen. And I'm going to use an image that I want you to remember. And it comes from up there. Can you hear the birds? Yeah? There's birds that are living in our library. They're up there. There's a couple holes. They've nested in there. And when I come out here, it reminds me a little bit of you in grade 9, a little less in grade 11, and from what your teachers who have worked with you in grade 12 are saying, you have fully emerged from that nest. In grade 9, you were like those baby birds. And you were shy. As your grade 12 spokespeople up here talked about, sometimes maybe it was difficult for you to make connections. But we kept seeing it. We kept seeing you peek out of the hole. And there was magic, incredible work, beauty in what you were doing. And when you thought no one was looking, we saw beautiful things that you did for and with each other. But sometimes it looked like you were nervous to let the world see that. I'm hearing from your grade 12 teachers that you are showing that in the last few months, you have started to embrace that. We are kicking you out of our nest, and your job is to go out into the world, do that for your families, do that in your workplaces, make us proud like the alumni that keeps coming back and talks to us about what they are doing. We love it. You were that, you're ready. We think you're ready. And we love you. Don't cry again. Just a few things about this evening. There's a beautiful art show in there, and there are some fragile pieces around, on plinths, on bases, on the walls. Please don't touch anything. And be aware of like our turning and stuff. There are a few pieces in there that if we bump them, that's why I kept doing this, just to show you what can happen. I'm always a teacher. No, that was purely accidental, but I'm using it now. Just if you could be aware of that, that would be awesome. The grade 11s are going to be walking around serving, so please feel free to take stuff. We have a lot of things prepared for you. And am I forgetting anything else?
There's There's a piece from the grade 9 class, the grade 10 class, and the grade 11.
Going to the art gallery, we have 3 little gifts for our teachers.
We got cars!
So you might have heard that our project is with a car, and we decided that we didn't want to have all the fun, so we got you guys a Hot Wheels car as well that matches something about you, but we won't tell you because you won't tell us. So.
Without further ado, we're going to open up the exhibition. So please, thank you so much for being here.
过去几年，孩子们在这里飞速成长，收获的不只是艺术造诣，更有思维的深度与视野的广度。而令人欣慰的是，许多学生也已收到了来自美国名校的录取通知书，为他们未来的艺术之路点亮方向。随着画展的正式启动，人们鱼贯而入，走进那一座临时构建的艺术殿堂。每一幅画作都是一段独立的生命故事，每一处色彩的碰撞都传递着年轻人独特的情绪表达。我的女儿以抽象派作品与油画参展，其作品因色彩大胆、构图新颖而收获了不少观众的停留与赞赏。看着她站在自己的画作前，嘴角微扬，眼神自信，那一刻我们知道她真的长大了。艺术从来不是一种结果，而是一种始终在路上的探索。这场画展不只是一次告别，更是一场关于未来的启程。愿所有站在青春节点上的孩子们带着爱与热望，继续在艺术的旅途中奔跑，用画笔写下更灿烂的篇章。Langley Fine Art School 作为一所培养青年艺术家的摇篮，以其深厚的教学底蕴和卓越的师资力量，为学生们打开了通往艺术世界的大门。老师们不仅教授技艺，更引导学生去倾听内心，表达情感，探索自我。在这所学校，艺术从不只是技巧的堆砌，更是灵魂与世界的对话。愿这群灵魂澄澈、眼中有光的青年艺术家，以灵魂为墨，热爱为舟，穿越时光的河流，驶向更辽远、更辽阔的艺术星途。